So Barakatay Hawa, Barakatay Oshai, Barakatay Hawa, Barakatay Oshai, Barakatay Hawa, Barakatay Oshai. First and foremost, want to give our praises and honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakodash, double honors to the apostles and elders who rule well at Great Millstone. Bless us salutation to the Akiums and the folk of the earth, pushing the gospel and sincerity in truth. Shalom. This evening, I come on this lesson to feed the elect of the nation of Israel, 144,000, and the 1/3 million of the children. The confusion faces the getting the folk on the earth among these heathens. Right? This article touching on this evening is published the 7th of April 2018, and it said trade war lead to real wars. He said where the strong prey on the weak. He said economists to RT. Right? So this trade wars lead to real war. According to the history, every trade war was turned into a real war, right? Because this go back to a bullying, right? Right. So it's a growing battle of the tick for tack exchange of tariff, right? Tariff between the U.S. and China has raised fear of a possible trade war that could have damaging economic impact, damaging economic impact globally, right? And this is how we can get the global collapse, and this will head into the global collapse because the agenda is to make the microchip mandatory, right? So all this gonna put strain on the economy globally. Right, they say on Tuesday the White House pledged to slap an additional 25% tariff on the long list of Chinese products, including metal. He said within hours Beijing retaliate with the promise to hike levies on 50 billion worth of U.S. imports by 25%. He said the Chinese list included soybeans, automobile, he said chemical and aircraft. In a response, President Donald Trump threatened an additional 100 billion in tariff against China. Right. So he said the protectionism in the international trade could not only wreck the economy of both nations but may disrupt global supply, raising prices more across the globe. RT spoke to economists the potential impact of the latest development, and he said also by definition, he said trade war are negative. He said negative sum game, and he said as such the chief antagonize it would suffer. He said according to Dr. Jingdong Wang, associate professor at the City University of Hong Kong. Right? He said in this case the U.S. and China are the top two economy and also the largest two trading nations. Right? So the two top trading nation in the world going against it. So if there's the two top economy in the world, right? They can by they go into war with each other with this trade war. They can shake up the global economy because the most things that we using today were made in China, right? That come out of China. So they're gonna put a great damage on this economy. Right? He said consequently, the trade could little doubt that should a full-fledged trade war break out, it would be a drag on the world economy at large, said the expert. right? And definitely the trade war gonna break out because this power, they're fighting for power. Moab think he gonna rule next, you know. But the most I gonna destroy Moab alongside with Babylon, right? It's any war has winners and losers within country. Say David, a senior researcher follow in the market, trade and institution, right, division of the IFPRI in Washington D.C. The expert stressed that some sector of the U.S. economy could benefit from the battle of tariff, even if the majority lost. Right? This is Big Trump, Big Trump, and also the last Trump. Right? He said at the country level, he said we can have countries that are net winners if they are big enough. He said relative to their opinion. This is a Boolean game. See, go back to Boolean. It also go back to our coveting too. Right? So this is the game that these heathens play. Right? And this is the most I'm making this chess move. Storing up this war between these nations. Right? This leading toward the Armageddon, which is the final war. Right? The final battle. Right? Where Yahweh can come and take all these kingdoms. Right? He said this is a Boolean game. The researcher told RT. So if you are the stronger player and you prey on the weak, you can win. Of course, if all the same player decide to stick together, right, and retaliate against you, then you will lose, right? Right, you say you say according to the export, historically many trade wars have led to actual war. He said it exacerbates tension, cut economic linkage and interdependency, and when the economy are served and opinion heated up, it's a cultivistic radic, then military action could start. Labor told RT. Right? He said the analysts hope that the adversary learned lesson of the past. Now, while a subside war between the EU and the U.S. on agriculture products, right? He said aeronautic sector in the 80s and 90th century will have never lead to military conflict. He said the overall situation with China is much more sensitive, he added. Right? He said the bigger fear over the current conflict is that escalating retaliatory tariff could undermine situations such as the World Trade Organization, which have underpinned the world trade system since the aftermath of World War II and have prevented the outbreak of large-scale trade wars. To William Hook, assistant professor in the Department of the Economics at the Dallas Moore School of Business at the University of South Carolina. And he said, I believe that the international trade is generally mutually benefit to the country that engage in it. He said, therefore I am not of the opinion that trade war can be won. He said the economist told RT the best possible outcome of Salaki, the best possible outcome is for both sides to come to the table and work out their dispute, right, in a transparent fashion, right? And they ain't happening, right? They ain't happening because Salaki, this war gotta happen, right? So that ain't happening, right? Yeah. Right, so this trade war gotta happen. Yeah. Let's get to this. Is Revelation. This is Revelation chapter 11. Revelation chapter 11 verse 3 said, "The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe coming quickly." All right, the third woe coming quickly. This is World War III. Right, and this trade war is always lead to war. It's always lead to war. It gets physical, right? Because these nations got all this military might, all this military power, plus the allies have all these military might, so they're gonna end up into a World War III, which is the final war, the war Armageddon, right? So let me just this is just show that these Chinese proud too, just like the so-called white man. It's too proud coming together. All right, this is Jeremiah 48 and 48 verse start from verse 16. Jeremiah 48 and 16. The calamity of Moab is near to come, and his affliction hasted fast. Right? It's jump down to verse 29. He said, "We have heard the pride of Moab." He said, "He is exceedingly proud. His loftiness and his arrogancy and his pride and his haughtiness of his heart. I know his wrath, said the Lord Yahweh, but it shall not be so. His lie shall not so affect it. Therefore will I howl for Moab. I will cry out for all Moab. My heart shall mourn for the men of Koresh." Right, so basically the most are gonna destroy Moab, right? The most are gonna destroy Moab. Jump to verse 46. He said, "Woe be unto thee, O Moab! The people of Chemosh perish, for thy sons are taken captive and thy daughters captive." So Moab gonna be destroyed because Moab was almost proud, just like the so-called white man. So the most are gonna destroy these nations, right? Yahweh Hashem Yahushua gonna take these nations. When Yahushua return, he's gonna destroy all these kings of the earth and take the crown, right? And he do it in righteousness, right? This is Jeremiah 50 and Jeremiah 50 and 29. He said, "Call together the archer against Babylon, all ye that bend the bow, camp against it round and about. Let none thereof escape. Recompense her according to her works, according to all she had done." This speaking about America. He said, "Do unto her, for she had been proud against the Lord, against the Holy One of Israel." Right? "Therefore shall her young men fall in the streets, and all her men of war shall be cut off in the day, said the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Behold, I am against thee, O thou most proud, said the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, power of hosts. For he said, for thy day is come, thy time that I will visit thee." Right? So the Most High visiting them right now. Right? The Most High is who's turning up all this trade war right? The Most High is who got all these nations together. The Most High is who give these nations all this technology to build these hypersonic ICBM missile, right? The Most High is who doing all these things, right? He's the host of army, the Lord of hosts, which means the Lord of armies, right? Verse 32, he said, and the most proud shall stumble and fall, and none shall rise him up. You know, you so-called white people not gonna be in power ever again. You're gonna be destroyed, right? And I will kindle a fire in a city, and it shall devour all round about him, right? So the Most High gonna burn your kingdom down, right? You and Moab gonna be destroyed, right? You and Moab gonna be destroyed. O thou most proud, right? This is Ecclesiasticus, Ecclesiasticus chapter 10. Let's see. This is Ecclesiasticus chapter 10 verse 8. He said, because of unrighteous dealing, he said, injury and riches got by deceit. And that's how this nation is deal, right? The kingdom is translated from one people to another. So the kingdom are translated from you Edomites, you Edoms, into the hands of the world, the Israelites. Our Lord and Savior Yahushua, you're gonna take this kingdom, right? Jumping down to verse jump down to verse jump into verse 13. He said, for pride is the beginning of sin, and he that had it shall pour out abomination, and therefore the Lord brought upon them strange calamity, and overthrew them utterly. Right? Salakidi. Right? He said, read back verse 13. He said, for pride is the beginning of sin, and he that had it shall pour out abomination. He said, and therefore the Lord brought upon them strange calamity, right? Strange calamity, and overthrew them utterly. The Lord had cast down the throne of proud prince, and set up the meek in their seat. So the meek gonna be with the Israelites, right? Our Lord Yahushua, when he come back, he's gonna take these kingdoms, he's gonna destroy these kings, right? He's gonna destroy them. So this is just the Most High preparing them for the fall with this trade war, with all these tariff that America sanctioning against China, China sanctioning against America. China is linking up with Russia to fight against America. All these things that we're seeing, this is the work of the Most High, right? This is the work of the Most High, right? This is Revelation 16, right? Jump to start at verse 14. He said, for they are spirit of devils, working miracles which go forth unto the kings of the earth, and the whole, he said, and of the whole world, to gather them to the battle of the great day of the power Almighty. He said, behold, I come as a thief. Blessed is he that watcheth and keepeth his garment, which is this knowledge, wisdom and understanding. Keep doing the works of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Right? He said, lest he walk naked and they see a shame. Right? He said, verse 16, he said, and he gathered them together unto the place called in the Hebrew tongue Armageddon, which is troops, mountain of troops, right? So this is the final battle, the battle of Armageddon. So this is the chess move that we're seeing, that the Most High Yahweh Hashem Yahushua putting in place, to destroy this nation, because all these nations oppress who the Israel, all these nations do a lot of wickedness, right? Unjustly too. All these nations hate we. Right? So the Most High can be justified to destroy them. This is Joel chapter 3 verse 1. For behold, in those days and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem. So the Most High can bring again captivity of his people. The Most High can deliver his people. Right? Verse 2. And I will also gather all nations and bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat, which which is Yahweh Shaphat, Yahweh, and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, who they have scattered among the nation and parted my land. So the Most High gonna destroy these nations, right? So the Chinese, they are proud, the so-called white man, he proud. So the Most High gonna destroy them, right? So this trade war is beautiful. This show that this kingdom crumbling, right? This is beautiful, right? And with that, hope this lesson was edifying. I want to give our praises and honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders who rule well at Great Millstone, and a blessed sanitation to the Akiums in the folk and the earth to pushing the gospel in sincerity and truth. Shalom.